Hey everyone, Ryan Young, KAATARO Jiu-Jitsu. Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Steve McMeans, unprofessional philosopher, responds to, I don't know which video it was, but he says, thank you for this. I wonder if you could comment on any of the Gracie's habit of wearing a blue belt in his retirement. I'm nearly 60 years old and belts don't mean as much to me as they once did, though my master is wanting me to train for my purple belt. Thanks again. So the blue belt, the navy blue belt in particular, because at one time there were two blue belts, a light blue belt and a navy blue belt. So from my understanding, prior to 1967, there was no black belt in Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. So from like 1925, I think, when Carlos Gracie Sr. opened the Gracie Academy, to 1967, when they created the belt system that we use today, the white, blue, purple, brown, black system, you had three belts. You were, if you were a professor, you wore a navy blue belt, which is like the typical blue belt we wear today. If you were an assistant professor, you wore a light blue belt. Everybody else, no matter how long you've been training, no matter how much experience you had, you wore a white belt. So that was it. So Helio Gracie, famous for wearing his navy blue belt. If you'd see him outside of pictures where he wore his 10th degree red belt. He was the last 10th degree red belt, by the way. The 10th degree was retired when he passed away. Only he and his four brothers got to wear the 10th degree. Everybody else, red belt is a 9th degree. So 9th and 10th were red belts. So Grandmaster Horian Gracie is a 9th degree red. Grandmaster Halson Gracie, 9th degree red. Pretty much any red belt today is 9th degree. So what about the blue belt? So, he was wearing the blue belt for decades, and I think the whole black belt thing just kind of started as a way to give students more belt candy, that, for lack of a better term, because judo did it. I think karate did it as well. So that was Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu's foray into that, and it still holds today. But when he wasn't in pictures, then he would typically wear his blue belt. And I think somebody had gone over to his house or his ranch in his later years asking him, why are you wearing that belt? And his answer was, because I want to, right? And really, that's true, because at the end of the day, the belt really doesn't matter. As much as I tell people and people don't believe me, they still want to go for the belt, which then leads me to mention a video I did very recently. It's called "The BJJ Belt is a Trap." Do this mindset instead. Anyway, so with, I guess, the way belt standards have been lately, meaning varying standards. You have some places where it's very, very tough to get a black belt. Other places it's very easy to get a black belt. Anybody gets a black belt. Black belts are for everyone. Just keep showing up for class, right? I think Royce Gracie is the one who, I guess, verbalized the thing that Helio was feeling, in that the black belt really wasn't worth that much anymore in his mind. So what he did was said, forget it. Helio is just going to go back to wearing his blue belt. And as a matter of course, Royce did it as well as the Valenti brothers out in Miami. They wear navy blue belts. They don't wear black belts anymore. Royce could be wearing a coral belt. I think he is a 7th degree master at the moment, based on when he got his black belt and the number of years that he's been a teaching black belt. He earned the rank of, I don't know if it's 7th degree or 8th degree, but he is a master. But he wears that blue belt because that's his form of protest against what belts have become. Same with the Valenti brothers, who were taught by Helio himself. Their father is a red belt, but really, I think they're the only ones that wear the navy blue belt. Every other Gracie family member just wears the black belt with the degrees, or the coral belt, or the red belt. Now, from what I understand, I think, and any of you Valenti or Royce Gracie affiliates can correct me if I'm wrong, they also make a different black belt for their association's black belts. So instead of a black belt with a red bar and professor bars, the two white bars above and below the red, their red is blue, right? So that shows that you got your black belt from Hoyce or from the Valenti brothers, from what I understand. So it's just when you're a master or you run your own school, you can do whatever you want with belts. In fact, there's a guy out here in Texas, there was a big stink about what he did. And, at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. You run your school the way you see fit. And what he did was he created junior black belts for kids. So he had, just like with Taekwondo, with Taekwondo starting, I think, age 8, they can earn a black belt. And this guy did the same thing with Jiu-Jitsu. They get up to a certain point, he issued a junior black belt. For us, when you're 8 years old, the best you can do is earn a yellow belt. But and we're going, Kama Jiu-Jitsu, we go according to the 1967 standards. The only standard we go that's a JJGF standard is the black belt degrees. But other than that, it's the original 1967 standards for belts. I hope that answered your question, Steve McMeans, unprofessional philosopher. And those of you who want to come and join us, feel free. We have 3 studios in the United States. We have one in Irvine, California. That's Kama Jiu-Jitsu Irvine. We have one in Flower Mound, Texas, which is Kama Jiu-Jitsu Dallas Fort Worth. And we have one in Austin, Texas, Kama Jiu-Jitsu Austin. Come see us. You can also visit us on our website at kamajujitsu.com or kamajujitsuonline.com if you'd like to learn our curriculum and see the videos that go with that said curriculum. Anyway, that's all I got for you. Hope all is well. Take care. Happy training. Bye now.